Well, we have become master bedroom and walk in the shower and whole bed, bathroom and. But we still love that there.
That's too much.
It's gonna be nice.
800 miles a month.
It's 6 o'clock, I'm going to call a meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Wa-Nee Community Schools to order. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Trevor, if you roll call please.
Christina Eshelman. Kurt Flickinger.
Here.
I'm here. David Kaufman.
Here.
Don Lehman.
Here.
John Payne.
Here.
Brian Topping. Jessica McFarland.
Here.
Gretchen Thomas.
Here.
And Scott Croner.
Here. First item, special recognition. We have Brookwood High School Student Athletic Leadership Team. Salt is here tonight. Turn that over to Kyle.
Yeah, so I'm Kyle, actually the Assistant Athletic Director at the high school. One of the things that I get to be in charge of is our Student Athlete Leadership Team, or SALT. So it's been a really fun experience this year, and I thought what better way to wrap it up than to have some of our SALT members come here to present to the school board. So I'll turn it over to them.
Yeah, so we'll just introduce ourselves before we get into what SALT really is. So I'm Isaac Bell, and I'm a senior, and I play soccer and basketball.
I'm Ben Bodak, I'm a junior, and I play soccer and I run track in the spring.
I'm Claire Beecher, I'm a sophomore, and I run cross country. I run track as well.
Yep. So you already said SALT stands for Student Athlete Leadership Team, and I joined as a junior, so I've been part of it for 2 years. And so basically it's nominated student athletes that are in charge of just creating events for the school where athletes can get together, or non-student athletes. And it's kind of like a student council for athletics in a way. And we do community events, and it's growing, trying to grow it. So I'll be obviously graduating, but we're trying to get new students that want to be a part of it and bring on new people. So yeah, all different sports, not like the same sport, trying to get a variety, boys and girls, every sport in it.
And so a few things we've done over the past, just this year, we've raised several $100, and we've been able to donate that to several organizations like FCDC and Open Door, and we've raised money by working concessions and helping out with other things in the community. And so we've also sent, we send our underclassmen numbers to a leadership summit at Grace College, and so both Claire and I went this year, and I thought it was really insightful, and we're able to collaborate with students from other schools and learn from the other leaders, like how they're doing things and how we can maybe implement that into our own schools. And so that was a cool opportunity. And then we also helped with the Granger food drop, and so Granger Community Church had lots of food, and so we went and we helped. We went out in the cold and we helped package up lots of food and ship it out and bring it to FCDC and Open Door. I think that was a big help to them and to those members in the community that it affected. And we also hosted a tailgate event at the end of the year. And so we're hoping to do more next year, and we're excited about the future of SALT.
Yeah, so we meet twice a month, which happens to be every other week. And usually for our typical meetings, if we have like an activity or an event the week before, we kind of discuss it. We talk about things that could go smoother, or ways that we could improve it for the future. Like we had a tailgate event, and one of the ways that we learned from that was just to advertise more so we can bring people in. So a lot of times we're talking about ways we can improve, not just the more that we can do. And then we also found within our meetings, some people needed incentive to come because it's like at the end of the day on Wednesday, some people are tired. So we created a regimen for every week. So two pairs of student athletes would bring a salty or sweet snack, and we found that just allowed for people to come and just kind of give more to the program, and it allowed for us to just create a really good, strong group of student athletes that are here to serve our community.
Yeah, so, and then we already kind of touched on it, but SALT in the future, the ideal future includes more events and bringing more student athletes together, because like Clara said, it's hard to get the word out, and a lot of times student athletes, they're either too busy or they don't really want to go. So trying to figure out ways that we can bring people together, have fun, create events for the community where we can raise money, and just truly have an impact on our community through SALT. So yeah, bring a lot more people in and just continue to grow whatever way that best helps our community and our school. So yeah, do you guys have any questions?
So about how many students are involved this year?
19, I think.
Then Mr., how long has this been around?
This started 2021 or 2022, so it was
Okay.
4 or 5 years.
So really kind of the process of building it up,
Yeah.
like you said.
I think it's kind of shifted too, because Kyle's now the director, and so that's like a new thing, and so with underage leadership, it's maybe changed a bit, and like, as there's some new, like, upperclassmen coming up, they've made some changes too.
I know I wanted to thank you guys because you did partner with Granger Community Church this year. Thank you very much. But that event can't happen. There's over 87,000 pounds of food, and we deliver to over like 6,400 families in the Michiana area get food. And just the sites down here in Napanee, we get information. Hopefully you guys got some of the thank yous from the residents there and from FCDC, but those organizations, it's a critical part. They count on that food every year to sustain them, and literally without the help of, you know, groups and organizations like this, we can't pull that off. And it was great for me to see so many Northwood kids there representing, and just, there were several comments from even our staff team about, wow, you know, there was a huge group from Northwood. That was really great. It was a big help. So just thank you for that, and it was a very big help to us.
I want to say thank you for what you guys are doing, because it is important. You guys have each of you have a highlight or a moment that you've experienced so far that's been the best for you.
I think mine is definitely that leadership conference. It was really cool to be able to just talk with athletes from other schools and from different sports too. Like a lot of times I'll get to talk with leaders maybe in like track, because I run track, and soccer because I play soccer, but like getting to talk with like football players or baseball players, just seeing like different challenges they face, maybe a different size team or a different team dynamic, and just like getting to work with them. And I thought that was really insightful, and like, and then I could take that back to being like a leader on the soccer team and just apply that.
I personally think that food drop was probably most impactful for me, because that's my home church. I go to that like every Sunday, and it was just cool to be able to do it with like fellow athletes and people that I was serving with, and like get to do it like because I want to, not just because it's something that like my family does. So, and it's also cool because when you deliver them, you get to see kind of the impact firsthand, like giving the people the food. And I just think that's really special to see and inspiring. It's just like what you're doing is making a difference.
Yeah, I'd agree with Claire. I think the Granger food drop is my favorite. Just, I've never done it before. I've never been to that church, and I had a lot of fun with like my team, like getting to know them better, and also delivering the food, packaging it. We got to draw on the boxes, which that was a lot of fun. And just, I've never been to like in FCDC, like the new place before, which that was cool. I don't know, I just got to do a lot in one day, so that was fun. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. As always, you're more than welcome to stay, but you're more than welcome to head out too if you'd like. Thanks for sharing that. Our next item is recognition of visitors and public input. Public sign in. Lisa, anything?
Anyone sign in?
Anyone sign in? No? Your son sign in? Move on. Next item is amendments to the agenda. Those are in front of you at your table.
Make a motion to approve the amended agenda.
Second that.
A motion from Don, and a second from John. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. Next, we have consent items, consisting of personnel items, grants and donations, professional leave requests.
Make a motion to approve our consent items and additional items on the list.
I'll second.
Got a motion from Trevor and a second from David. Any discussion or questions on those? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. Moving on to action items. First one, consider approval of the K through 12 student handbooks.
Your packet is a copy of the updated handbooks. There's been no changes from the previous board meeting, and I would recommend approval as presented.
I'll make a motion, we approve the kindergarten through 12th grade student handbooks.
Second.
Got a motion from David, a second from Trevor. Any questions on those?
I looked through most of it, but were there any glaring changes? I didn't think so, but I wanted to make sure I just wasn't missing.
The technology that we discussed at the last board meeting.
Yeah,
Was,
yeah.
That was the most significant.
Okay.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. Next item, consider the approval of the AP English additional novel Fahrenheit 451.
This is the novel that we talked about at the last board meeting, along with the recommendation and accommodations from the high school that they included. So we're just asking for approval to add that to the AP English course.
Make a motion to approve the novel Fahrenheit 451 for AP English.
Second that.
Got a motion from Trevor, second from John. Any questions or discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. Next item, consider approval of the out-of-state or overnight travel request for Rookwood High School football, July 20th to 22nd at Trine University.
I'll make a motion that we approve the overnight travel request for the football team in late July.
Second.
Got a motion from David, a second from Don. Any questions on that?
This is the one they go to every year.
Yep.
Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, same sign. The motion carries 5-0. Moving on to discussion information. First item, 2027 budget calendar. Jessica.
So not a lot of changes from prior years. Right now, we're just working on some behind the scenes things, getting ready for the June 30 year end. So just like in prior years, in August, the August 6th board meeting will bring the budget to you and ask for permission to advertise, and then the September 14th board meeting will have our public hearing, and then October 12th will be the adoption meeting, and then I'll upload everything to the DLGF, and by December we'll have our 17 meeting notice. So no big changes there.
Questions? Next, we have financial update. Jessica, still you.
Okay, everybody has this in your board packet. I'm gonna start with the education fund, where we ended April at 7.9 million, balance in the education fund, which if we take away, that includes TBR, so if we take away that, that's still an increase of, about just over 546,000 from last April. We wanna keep, that's really good, and we wanna keep that in mind when, I get to the operations fund. So if we move on, I went way too far. Okay, so the next one is referendum. As you can see, there's only expenses, no revenue, because this is the tax supported fund. This balance this is an increase over last April of, just around 70,000, which is great. If you remember, we've, transferred a lot of the expenses that we would normally, take out of operations. We're using bond proceeds. That is because, if you remember our Senate Bill 1 presentation and the losses that we will, sustain because of Senate Bill 1 and, those homestead tax credit, I think on Friday, the report came out from the state and we're looking at about 566,000. So 70,000 is great, but we still need to save more. And so that's why when we look at the education fund, we may need to look at the education to operation fund transfer, which I know we haven't done. But in light of Senate Bill 1, we may need to look into that. School lunch fund, we are down by just over 56,000 from last April. I think I've talked about this. We are making some staffing changes through resignations and retirements to hopefully continue to save money and look for other cost saving measures in the lunch fund.
Can I ask a quick question on
Yes.
this? Isn't there like a maximum balance, kind of so to speak?
Yeah, you have to have enough in there, obviously, to sustain, but they don't want you to have too much.
Right.
So
So we're still in that window.
we're fine. We're fine. Yep. Too far. Health insurance, doing really good there. We're trending, our balance is trending up, and we're up by over 500,000 from a year ago. So doing really, really good. Any other questions?
That's all we have this evening.
All right, there being no further business come attention to the board, a motion to adjourn is in order.
So moved.
Second?
Motion from Don, second from John, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.